Welcome back to Rock Bottom is the New Normal. This is your boy Brian. I have some playoff Pistons in the background right now. Um, James Harden's flopping is enough to make you want to drink. Like this dude just flopping anytime he gets the ball, no matter what, is enough to make you want to drink. Everyone is constantly like giving shit to LeBron for flopping and all these people were like, that's just like the game of basketball now. Like you have to flop to get by. And James Harden is absolutely the biggest flopper. Anyway, that's just a separate rant. Um, Somebody told me recently about how I have to change up my whole thought process on how I'm doing this and how I have to show a different side of sobriety to entice more people to get sober. And I've been thinking about it, because they said like I need to show me going on more hikes and me being more active, which, I do. I go on hikes, I'm active. But I thought a lot about it because like I sat with it and I was like, maybe I'm not showing the right content, maybe I'm not talking about the right content to even make a dent in it or help anybody trying to get sober or try to stay sober or whatever. Whoever's listening, whatever the reason you're listening. Um, so I thought about it a lot and I came to the conclusion that what I'm showing you, what I'm talking about is my, my finish line, my dream that I got out of sobriety. I have like I have like consistency, I have order, I'm safe, I'm comfortable. And that's something that I never had in alcoholism. I spent a lot of time, not having a steady paycheck, a steady job, a steady place to live. I spent a lot of time couch surfing. I'd crash at girlfriends' houses. I was inconsistent with rent. I never actually like filled out an entire lease at places. Like I was in and out everywhere because I let alcohol ideas and like I would always just pick alcohol over everything else or drugs. Like I was like, oh, like rent's due. I have just enough for rent. And I'd be like, but I could go out. I could go out too. I could justify going out. Like I'll make money eventually. People will understand most of the time, thankfully, people did understand. People gave me a lot of opportunities. People gave me a lot of shots, but I was so inconsistent in my life with relationships, with, like I said, jobs, with places I lived, cars. Like everything in my life was so wildly inconsistent that now that I'm sober and I have my own place to live that I've been living for a while and I'm never behind on rent. Like I have a consistent job, consistent money coming in. I'm not losing sleep over, paying my bills. Like that's like for most people that's just a super consistent thing automatically. Like that's a non-negotiable for a lot of people, but when I was drinking, like it wasn't a non-negotiable for me. Like I was always like, nah, it'll it'll play out. And like hardly ever fully played out in my favor. I was always bouncing around, you know. So when they said that I need to show more content like that, and they said because a lot of people fear that in alcoholism that they won't be able to do active stuff and do fun stuff and like get out and like explore the world. That resonated with me, but not in the way like I didn't that wasn't my experience. I was out on the town. I was out, thought and bopping around. I went to Hawaii, like I traveled, I lived different places. Like I never felt like I was getting robbed of, my mobility or anything when I was an alcoholic. Like if anything, I was down to do a lot more stuff that was out of my comfort zone. Um So if that is the case, like if you are feeling that, like maybe look into what I'm saying as it's all about achieving your own personal goals. Like my personal goal with sobriety was to obtain safety and comfortability and stability, which I just never had. And I just adore it so much. Like I love sitting at home. Like sitting at home and watching TV with my dogs on my couch is prime time for me. I still go out and do stuff. Like I'll go to cigar lounges, like I'll go to a dive bar and play pool. I'll hike. I'll like I'm out and about, don't get me wrong, but I just don't, I guess, show that stuff. And I guess I can start showing that stuff just to maybe get some more people interested in sobriety. Um, but yeah, so that's just been sitting with me these past few weeks because I just never think about like what other people's perception of sobriety or like what other people like really think sobriety will give them. And I guess the answer, and I can answer this, is sobriety will give you anything and everything that you're looking for as long as you put in the work for sobriety. Like it's, they say like what you get, whatever you put into the universe. Like that's the same thing with sobriety. Like if you put in your entirety and you're like 100% about getting sober, you get sober, you do the work. Like if you're in AA, you do the whole steps, like you're committed to sobriety, it's going to give you back that tenfold. It's going to give you exactly what you want. Like if you want to go fucking hike, like if you want to be able to do hiking and athletic activities that you aren't able to do like while you're drinking because it has hindered you in some way, like physically, mentally, uh just you'll be able to do it. Absolutely. It's a process, and it's absolutely a process that you also have to work at. It's a two-way street. It's like a meet in the middle kind of thing. Um, yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I've just been thinking about that a lot, and it made me it made me go back into dive back into my alcoholism and think and remember all of the stuff that I was able to do and I wasn't able to do, all the stuff that sucked, all the stuff that really sucked about alcoholism, like outside of the just the hunt for alcohol in the alcohol withdrawals and how it affected me and my mentality and all that. Um, but a lot of it was just feeling safe. Like I never felt safe. I never felt like I belonged anywhere. I never was able to like just put a stamp on a place and be like, yeah, I live here. Like this is my house. This is going to be my house in a year. This is going to be my house, for however long you want to be there. I never had that. And I have it now, and I can't fucking get over how great it is. Like I love it. And sobriety got me to that. And sobriety will get you to whatever you want it to get you to. But like I said, you have to put in the work. Um, while thinking back on my alcoholism and just all of it, like a few points like came up. One of which is I'm so glad that I am able to eat soup now. I can sit down, I can enjoy a nice hot bowl of soup. I don't really eat a lot of soup myself personally, but if I wanted to, I could crush a bowl of soup. And I say that because during my time with alcohol withdrawals, I don't know if a lot of people know about this, can attest to this. If you don't, like you're about to learn, alcohol withdrawals give you the DTs, the delirium tremens, the tremors. So you're shaky as fuck for like you're shaky when you're drinking, if you're drunk, like you're just always shaky. And then after I mean, like once you try to get sober, you're detoxing, like you are so shaky, uncontrollable tremors. And I remember very specific times I had an ex-fiance, now an ex-fiance at the time we were together. And she was, trying to get me to eat food. And I couldn't keep any food down, like couldn't keep water down. So, you know, if anybody's sick, like they're like, just get them some soup. Soup will fix them. So in her head, like she's like, get some soup in him. It's gonna make him feel better. At least he's getting stuff like from the broth and all of that. And I remember I just couldn't eat the soup because I was so fucking shaky. I was shaking it off of my spoon. I was so frustrated that I couldn't even do something as simple as like eat a bowl of soup. And since I've remembered that, since I've been thinking about it, I've been thinking about it a lot with a lot of stuff that I do. Like I'm able to drive all the time. I mean, I used to drive drunk all the time anyway. I was fortunate I never got into like any accidents. I never hurt anybody. I never got DUIs, nothing. Like I was fully capable of operating a vehicle under the influence, which is like not ideal either. But now like I can drive. I can drive past a cop car and I still have that initial moment where I'm like, "Oh fuck." Like if I get pulled over, like I'm straight up fucked. And then it goes away cuz I'm like, "What what am I doing wrong?" Like I literally have nothing wrong where they're going to be like, "Yeah, you're going to prison." Like I need you to do a breathalyzer. Um so like that's a big one. Like I don't have that fear as I'm driving now of being pulled over, eating soup, driving, sleeping. Like the sleep I get now is so much better than any of the passed out, blacked out, drunken sleep I used to get. I used to be able to sleep like a motherfucker as a drunk person, but it was never like deep, solid sleep. Like I would always wake up needing more. But I also just needed alcohol a lot more than that. So I would get up and go find, I'd get on my hustle. What else? Just eating and enjoying, I think, just food overall. I used to have to get enough liquor in my body before I could even think about the idea of eating. Like most people wake up, they'll make themselves some coffee and then they'll make breakfast. I used to wake up at 6 a.m., have to chug, a Gatorade bottle that was half vodka just to be able to go back to sleep until 9 or 10 a.m. Then wake up at 9 or 10 a.m., shaky, needing more, drink another bottle with half vodka in it, let that kick in, and then probably get another like half of like a drink in me before I could eat anything. And then even anything was like toast. Like it wasn't anything substantial. It wasn't anything crazy. I didn't enjoy food like I do now. Like I wasn't like, wow, like that was really fucking good. Like I was like, that's gonna tide me over. Like I've sufficiently put enough in my body that's gonna hold me over for a few more hours so I can get more alcohol in me to be able to even like take a shower, get dressed, then go out. Like to even just go to work every day. Like now I can just get up. I can just get up. I can throw clothes on and I can go to work. Before it was like a whole process and I had to get so much alcohol. I had to get the correct amount of alcohol in me to go to work. And believe you, like I had some days where I didn't get enough and I'm, going through withdrawals at work. There was also some days that, I got too much and I was, like fucked up at work or I just wouldn't go. Like I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm like, now I'm on a a party scale, and now I'm just looking to have the most amount of fun for as long as I can. And yeah, now I can just go to work. Like I have never like no everyone just takes it for granted. Everyone takes eating, everyone takes like being able to just like drink water. Everyone takes going to work for granted. Like I get to just like go to work and feel completely fine the entire time. I get to, I could work 8, 10, 12 hours and not be thinking like, oh, in 45 minutes, I'm going to hit, a withdrawal pattern and I need to get X amount of alcohol in me so that way I can stave it off so no one here even notices. And it's crazy. It's crazy to me that it's the little things in life like that that I've learned from alcoholism and sobriety, you know, driving, eating toast, eating water, eating soup, going to work. It's all these things that most people, I believe, take for granted. And I could not be more thankful for all the opportunities that I get to do just day in and day out. Like going grocery shopping. I used to never go grocery shopping. I mean, I wasn't eating, so I didn't really fucking care. But I couldn't imagine having alcohol withdrawals or verge of alcohol withdrawals in the middle of a super packed Costco. Like I couldn't even fathom that. But now it's fine. Like I'm not on the defensive anymore. And I think that's so fucking cool. It's so cool that I'm able to do that. And, sobriety has given me that. And, it might not be climbing mountains and racing NASCARs and, all this like above the top shit, but like it's the day to day shit that actually matters. It's the little ticky tack things that matter day to day. And in sobriety, especially starting out, because it feels so overwhelming at first, and I think we all do this. We get sober and then, like that person is saying, going on these like climbing huge mountains and all this shit. And that's big picture stuff. Like that's huge. And that's a lot of pressure to put on sobriety and yourself. And so we all get this idea at the beginning that it's going to happen immediately. And once it doesn't all happen and you're not out climbing mountains and racing race cars and doing all this like big, huge shit, you get down on yourself. And then that's when the alcoholism starts to creep back in your mind because you're like, well, I can just go back to doing this. This is safe. I liked this. At least I thought I liked this, but it's easier. Like it's easy to just go drink. It's what really separates like that and then people who are able to get sober and string together sobriety are a number of factors and I talk about them a lot, but one of them is enjoying the little things, noticing the little things that you are now able to do and thinking back at when you weren't able to do that. And I think that's cool. I think it's so cool. I think it's cool that like family and close friends now let me drive. I used to never drive when I was with family or like other people. Like they'd be like, no, like we know that you're probably fucking fully loaded. We'll drive. And now people are like, no, like Brian can drive. Like let the boy drive. And like a lot of people would be like, no, like that's just such a I have to drive again. Like I hate driving. I'd rather just, sit in the car. It's such a privilege and an honor for me to be able to do that because I never used to be asked. And it's that little thing. It's focusing on those little things that's important. And if you're able to do them, like Fuck yeah. That's fucking huge. Keep it up. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. It really sat with me when they told me that because, you know, I even had the thought process of like, am I doing this all wrong? And I had to come to the realization that like I'm not. I'm talking about stuff that are big wins for me every day, in my day to day. And but it also, it pointed out some good facts that if I want to reach out to as many people as, I want to, which is everyone. I want anyone who is going through this to hear this and know that they're not alone and there's a huge community behind you, and I want people to reach out to me and ask questions, and I want to be there for people because it's so important. It's important for you, it's super important for me. Helping people get sober, helping people stay sober helps me stay sober, and I can't even describe how fucking huge that is. So I'll probably start posting more content of me, like outside of my house, outside of me just watching TV with my dogs. Um, so it's important. It's important that they told me that, and it's important that they reached out and felt like they could tell me that. Like I think that's huge. I have an open door policy with a lot of stuff. Sobriety has taught me so much about me and about everyone else. It has humbled me out completely. It has, I've grown my patience, I've grown my empathy, I've grown so much through alcoholism and sobriety and all of it together that I think it's awesome that people, see me and then they see the open door and they don't feel like they can't express how they feel about stuff. Like, critique the fuck out of me. That's literally what life is all about. Life's about a lot of stuff. But one of them is being able to, you know, take constructive criticism and sit with it and then turn it into whatever your idea of bettering yourself is. And that's what this whole thing is about. This whole journey is not just me talking at myself, it's me listening to everyone else who is getting sober and trying to get sober and already sober, and just people who don't even have problems at all. It's me listening and running it through the ringer, a million times in my head, and then figuring out the best way that I can regurgitate how to go about life. And it's important. So shout out to that person who did, throw that out there because, you're not wrong at all. You're not wrong. And keep critiquing me and keep it up because I'm gonna keep it up. Yeah, everyone keep your skates on the ice and stay up out there.